While there have been many familiar flags at the protests, some unusual ones have popped up. The Gadsden flag has its roots in the American Revolution. A coiled rattlesnake and the phrase, "Don't tread on me," were a warning to the British. For Matthew Chen, it was the perfect way to express his feelings.
If you step on a snake, you're going to get bit. That's the idea.
Chen is vaccinated but worries rules governing people who decided not to get the shot are unfair.
It only takes one generation to let freedom slip, and then you have communist China. You have Putin's Russia, and I don't want that here.
The snake refers to this notion of defensive violence, that whoever is carrying that flag is there to defend their territory, to defend themselves. In this case, to defend themselves or the movement or Canadians from a tyrannical government.
In modern times, it's been used by libertarians, Tea Partiers, and was seen at the January 6th Capitol riot. Now there's a Canadian version.
Well, it's obviously the Canadian version, "Don't tread on me," A. Also, the honking version and all that.
Different animal, but similar message.
We just want you to stay out of her pocket, get off her back, and leave us alone. And that's what that symbolizes, really.
The words "molon lave" are Greek for "come and take them," associated with U.S. gun rights groups.
But it also speaks to the fact that we are seeing more of that American-style emphasis on guns rights in the Canadian context within some of the far-right groups specifically.
Extremism scholars say it isn't that unusual to see these American flags at Canadian protests.
These images are very much rooted in core American ideas because the United States is and remains the greatest exporter of far-right ideology.
Other flags are distinctly homegrown. Take this Quebec nationalist flag, a variation on the historic Lower Canada Patriot flag.
Around 1995, in the midst of the Quebec referendum, there's a new version that was created, adding the yellow star in the left corner and like a man with the gun in the middle. We saw it make a reappearance recently in ultra-nationalist and far-right demonstrations.
And then this one, with a gnome on it, has been spotted in Ottawa.
This is the symbol of a particular group that was created in the beginning of the pandemic. The group is called Les Farfadets. So Farfadet is the translation of gnome, more or less, in French.
This group's main purpose is to oppose COVID health restrictions. Taken as a whole, these flags help academics get a better read of who is in the crowd.
This isn't a single entity as much as it is a bunch of groups with their own agendas and their own foci and their own goals.
Seizing this moment to spread their messages and wave their flags. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Toronto.